Don't work that way. Well, good. I'm gonna do this illusion. I don't know if you can see me or not. It's not easy to do. I don't know if you can see the cards. The 6 of diamond, 7 of club, Ace of club. Making a wish, as Copperfield says, the Las Vegas link, Paul Harish Immaculate Connection, the linking cards. As Copperfield says on his 5th special, the Statue of Liberty special on CBS, 1 hour special with Morgan, Paracelli and Eugene Levy. Alright? Making a wish and blow. Again, kind of hard to do this, but, and then, you can't see it, but, I want, I don't know how I'm going to do this without you. Alright, I'm going to have to do it this way. It's not going to work. I'm used to laying it down on the ground like Copperfield and going down and picking it up. See, I went down and picked it up, and now it's linked. Now, go back in time, rip the card, and go back in so many seconds, and now everything can be examined. It's the Paul Harish Las Vegas link. The thing is, I wish I could have it where you could see me pick it up. But the thing is, this camera at an angle, it won't do that. Anyway, I came down and swooped it up, and it's linked. Watch other YouTube videos, you'll get the idea. I got excuse me. There's got to be some kind of something in the room in here, because every time I come in here, I have certain time I'll start sneezing. Maybe I keep thinking I need to dust the ceiling fan because all the dust accumulates. In heaven there's no dust or rust. It's perfectly streets of gold. I forgot diamonds, pearls, whatever. If you, heaven is so pretty that by the time you read it or someone describe it, as my sister Stacy said, that she wanted to go there now. And this was when she was younger. Now she's an adult. I don't know if she remembered that, but the lady at the Vacation Bible School, Mr. and Mrs. Evans Vacation Bible School, right not too far from the fire department that we always pass all the time. Anyway, that lady did a good picture of what heaven is. That Stacy said she wanted to go there now. Anyway. This is my Good News Baptist Church in Chesapeake, Virginia hat. I've been a member there since 1980s, but Good News was founded in 1972. The founding pastor Dallas Ainsley, then Pastor Ward Mike Palmer, then Pastor Walter Coles, and now Pastor Mike Esser. 50 years of good news. Let's see. Goes into the loop. Lock together. Watch, this is cool. Dun, 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 dun. Jacob Bassinet. He's a quick learner. I'm sure Ronnie Zudd is too. And Ian Seamster is really good, probably really good too. All the kids are real smart. Even my nieces and nephews. And my sister Cheryl and Stacy. And all my relatives in Ohio and wherever they're located now. See. Robert Shaw, the fourth, I think. A shout out to him too. I try to give him a shout out the way YouTube is now started, where you can tag them. But the thing is, it doesn't show up when I try to do it. I think I'm doing something wrong when I do it, but anyway. See, this goes there. Then lock it in, as Copperfield says. And then go back the other way. I learned going back the other way, like this. Wait, see, I go going back the other way. My nephew William, Marcel Page. See. Tommy's niece and nephews know how to do illusions too. A lot of kids like me doing this one too. And grown-ups like me doing this too. think of his name right now. I have his name memorized, but then I don't know, it's morning time. I gotta get my mind in gear. Go like this. And then go like this. As Harry Blackstone Jr. says, when is a knot not a knot? When it's not. Okay. See, go like that. Take this quarter. I don't know if you can see the quarter. You take the quarter. Get the pen. Kind of. And you go like this. And it goes right through. And all the kids go, what? And they go like, show it. And then I go like this. Get the pen, go like this. And you're like, huh? Oh, yeah. $1 bill. Ian Seamster said, wait a minute, did he turn that $1 bill to a $5 bill? And Jacob Bessonette said, yup. I told that to Seamster's, Clarence Seamster, Ian's dad, hey, Clarence, but I call him, oh, well, they call him Clay, but I call him Clarence. Hey, Clarence, I was on the 1-5 tricks, and all the teenagers liked it, including your son, Ian. He said, wait a minute, did he just turn the $1 bill to a $5 bill? And Jacob said, yup. And Clarence started laughing hard and said, hey, keep making them. We need all the buys we can get. I said, that's funny, Clarence. Bonnie Judd liked it too. Bob was explaining his version of taking the other teenagers, KTM motocross bikers, cigarettes and making it vanish in his hand. And they're like, huh? How do you make my my lit cigarette vanish in his hand? Bob was taught me the ropes, and Fred Stahl that does the tent ministry, Fred and Flo Stahl. Now it's the Henrys and Flo Stahl, because Flo Stahl's husband got promoted to heaven, and before he did, Pastor Mike Asher said that he was witnessing to people in the hospital, the doctors and the nurses, and the nurse was so excited that she got saved. She was telling everybody she got saved. And then after he witnessed to everybody, then Fred Stahl gave up the ghost and got promoted to heaven. GoodNewsBaptist.org organization. We plan to expand the church. We ain't did that in a long time. And God's providing a lot of people getting saved and more members and families. And we plan to get more school buses and we already got a digital sign. And it came in handy. This lady was able to call up, I think it was Denise Darton, I think, and she was able to get some information that she wanted. And she was in our church, and I think she joined our church, or was getting ready to join our church. It's good that we started that digital sign. God knew what he was doing, just like he knew to make sure that window wasn't open, wasn't closed up by a new window, because the church's been trying to get a window in the bigger shuttle bus for the adults and teen activities, and then when it got in a wreck, God kept the bus in a wreck so it wouldn't topple over, and people got injured, but they survived. Well, Ron Reed, he survived, but then he caught some kind of flu virus in the hospital, but God promoted him to heaven, and he was ready. But the others are slowly pulling through. But if it wasn't for that one window door, if it wasn't for that area, they wouldn't have been able to get through it. It would have been worse. God knew what he was doing, because they were wondering why they can't seem to get someone to put a window in that bus. They go to each company and they turn them down, but they didn't know reason why. But God knew. He knew that it was going to be a wreck, and he had to prevent it. So he made sure that window didn't get fixed, so there'd be a doorway out of danger, because that was the only door that they could get out of. And on top of that, people came and stopped by, check how they were doing. One teen girl got out. She's a Christian. She either came back from Christian school or going there. She wanted to make sure everybody was all right. She was with her parents and the police and the firemen. And one of the firemen called up his Baptist church pastor and said, well, bring them over there. They were only a mile away, and the ones that weren't too bad got to get some free food and bottled water and whatever they needed, and God was protecting them all the way through it. And it's like Jesus gives you a free gift, so you could have the gateway to heaven. I mean, there's only one way to heaven. Like that shuttle van, there was only one way door out. And one way to Jesus is John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, to whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. John 3:16. There's other verses that mean the same thing. That means one way, and that's through Jesus Christ, the mediator. Jesus says, if I and my Father are one. And Jesus is God in the flesh. He came as a baby in a manger. And the Magi, wise men, which also are magicians, but they are Christian magicians. God sent them to find that special star to follow, because they knew what a star looks like and what a special star looks like in the sky that God sent for his baby Jesus. But Jesus is God in the flesh, but he came in human form. I know it's hard to explain to the lost, but once you get saved, your eyes are open to not only that and understand it, and you understand the Bible, it comes alive, and you see what's going on around here that it says in the Bible, what's going on right now in the year 2023. Like God says, knowledge will increase when it gets close to him coming back. All things automatic. Children getting smarter way earlier than ever before. There'll be wars and rumors of wars. One world government. A cashless planet Earth. Mankind learns to fly like the birds. Mankind cannot hide. Children will disobey their parents and the law. Look what's all going on right now. They took God out of the picture in schools. The Pledge of Allegiance, and because it has the word God in it, means God in heaven, and they took the Bible out. You take all that out, and chaos. You got children killing each other, teenagers, kids shooting teachers and children with guns and machine guns. It's just crazy. People running red lights and yellow lights and not stopping on a green light. That used to be a joke a long time ago in the 70s and 80s. My brother might be coming the other way, but it's a reality check. Everybody's doing it for real, and it's causing wrecks. And people getting injured and killed and all this stuff. I'm praying for the Fultz family because they recently got in a terrible wreck. Ryan Fultz went to go see his wife and daughters and his son. They were pulling through miracles. Hopefully the guy that hit on collision, hopefully he's all right. If not, if he didn't get saved, he's in a terrible place. He wished he would have got saved before he went there. As Jesus says, you only sin for a season and then judgment. And when he comes back, rapture means taken up. The dead in Christ will rise first. There's going to be a time where the people that didn't hear the word of God, they're going to get a chance to get saved too. But the ones that had their chance, it's too late. If they didn't get saved before the rapture and they heard the word of God many times and they turned it down, God says, I never knew you, and he'll take you out of the book of life. Anyway, I pray this whole world gets saved for it's too late. I'm learning a lot from Nathaniel Brown, Pastor Brown's storytellers of the Bible, true stories that is. You use true stories about your life and the Bible to stress how to win them to Jesus. And that's the best way you can do it. He talks about his life and how you can use it as a soul winning tool. older brother Matt Brown, that's now a missionary in Cambodia with his wife and children, how he was saved his own brother's life in a swimming pool when his brother was younger, Nathaniel Brown. And then everybody else came in and helped him out too. And that's how God can come up and save you. You think you can do it on your own, but you got to have God and Jesus in your heart. Without it, you're nowhere. Because Nathaniel said he was on the end where not the deep end, at his grandparents' house in England or London. And he says, you don't know what made him do that. I guess he said he felt like he could fly. So he jumped in the deep end and he sunk. And he's like, uh-oh, I'm going to die. I'm going to go down to the bottom. And just when he was about to, his brother saw the situation, dived in, pulled him up so he could get his breath of air again. And then everybody else came in and helped out. See, without God, you're nowhere. You think you can make it on your own? You can't do that. You got to have Jesus to help you through life. That's why he gave the free gift of salvation by shedding the blood on the cross and nailed his hands to the cross and feet to shed the clean blood for humankind so that they have a chance to get saved by asking Jesus into their heart. All you got to do is say, Jesus, please forgive me for all my sins I committed, and come in my heart and save me. I mean, it's so simple. It's not rocket science. But you got to really mean it, because God knows mankind's heart. You can't just say it without not really meaning it. You got to really mean it. If you didn't mean it, God knows. He knows everything. He's omnipresent, present. He's in the past, the present, and future, and beyond. And eventually there'll be a new heaven and a new earth. The new heaven is the same earth as Pastor Cole's message. The same earth, just remodeled. The sun will burn it up and clean it out, and then remodeled. And then the new heaven will be shaped like a cube. We don't know if it'll land on Earth, but it's going to come down like a spaceship and stay in midair, or land on Earth. But it's going to be shaped like a cube, and guarded by angels on all sides of the cube. That's why he made Erna Rubich born to people get used to solving a cube, because everybody that's saved is going to understand the new heaven is shaped like a cube. That's my idea concept, because if the new heaven can be shaped like a cube, and God made Gene Roddenberry think of the board with a cube, and Rubik's Cube has got Rubik's Revenge with a cube, and Pocket Cube with a cube, and Rubik's Cube 3x3, the Professor Cube, where you get the idea. I think I'm talking too much. This is the story was shut the door. Let me see what time it is. Oh, maybe not, because this is 8:25. Maybe she's getting up to get dressed. And Nancy and Tommy will get up to get dressed next. Then they'll eat breakfast, and then around 10 or 11, I'll eat lunch, and Miss Story will eat lunch. Then when we get done, then Tommy and Betsy will eat lunch. Then 2 p.m. we'll be with me and Miss Story watch the Monk detective show, and Betsy, Bobby Roberts' Story, and Tommy's Story in the kitchen, drinking their coffee while watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. DVD on Banshee DVD player, portable DVD player. Okay. And then around 8 o'clock you'll watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles while eating a snack. And while I'm watching Green Acres in the living room, Tommy and Vince will be watching Incredible Hulk or The Flash or cartoon superheroes or a scary movie in Tommy's room. But nobody's doing it. If Tommy and Vince not doing that, then they're going to Lowe's, Walmart, the GameStop place, or Vince to buy some games. Called Old School. My nephew William has that, Old School. There's more than one place for that. And they might go to the dollar store or Dollar Tree. But now it's more than $1 now. The world's changing. And everything is going to where it's becoming a cashless planet Earth, like God says. And man can't hide anywhere. You got web video cameras, you got regular surveillance video camera with sound. You got toy drones with webcams, satellites with web cameras, video cameras, cell phones, smartphones, TV sets, computers built in all with web video cameras. Look up Big Brother, Big Business on YouTube. Might be on Facebook too. You can't tell the seasons. Right now, it's hot outside, then it's cold outside, then it's snowing, then it's raining, and then you hear thunder, and then it snows instead of rain. And Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter is merging into one. Capital One. Bob Scuppler brought that up. Capital One card, one world government. He brought that up when I mentioned one YouTube channel. Another guy thought the same thing. One YouTube channel. Google One. And Bob said, yeah, and Capital One card. Oh yeah, that's right. And Ronald Reagan, when he was in office as a president, and he's a Christian, he had a soul winning track our church had. Talked about how he got saved. Ronald Reagan Star Wars program. Anyway, he was heard singing when he was president. He said, we can't do that. That's the mark of the beast. See, they were trying to sneak it in when Ronald Reagan was in office. But when Trump came in, he cleaned up the swamp. And then, once they found out that Trump means business, they tried their best to find vote in him so they could get him out of office. Now Biden's in office and they hardly do anything and blame Biden for anything. Trump, they said, oh, the forest fires, Trump did that. Oh, the earthquake, oh, Trump did that too. I don't hear anything about Biden causing an earthquake or George W. Bush or George Bush caused a forest fire. But anyway, you get the gist of the thing. And they keep saying weather modification and all that stuff. God's doing it all. It's God's timetable. The ozone layer is opening up. Only God can do that. That's why the sun's red rays are coming in. Because the sun used to be a bright yellow in the sky. Now it's a bright white light tints in the sky. As Pastor Coles and Pastor Asher has said, when you heat up something, it goes from a blue and maybe a green tint, but when you put it extra hot, it turns like a bright white light. Now, God says he's going to turn the sun up extra hot. Well, now it's a white, intense white light in the sky. Wake up, folks. God is coming. We don't know the hour, minute, second, year, month, year. Month, year, or whatever. Month, year, days. It's close. Everything's falling into play. Even Pastor Coles, Pastor Asher, Pastor Ward Palmer, and probably Pastor D'Alessandri too, would say the same thing. Would say that God is running around the corner closer than you think. Like Tom Pearl and Ron Comfort has said, God is around the corner closer than you think. You make sure you're ready that you're saved. Because, Pastor, you can blink your eye. You'll come like a thief in the night. That's why someone made a movie called A Thief in the Night. And Bob said, if you look on YouTube, there's more series on it, not just A Thief in the Night. Raymond Eugene III, and my oldest, not he's my oldest nephew, and then my oldest niece, Tony, Lynn Page, now Tony, Lynn Page Parker, she and Eugene wanted to watch a scary movie over at Story's house. So I think, well, I could have put in the live animation Scooby-Doo. I know, I'll put in A Thief in the Night, the Plan of Salvation message. The one that Bob Scopo got saved as a teenager. So, you know what? After they watched it, the first thing came out of their mouth was, how do you know if you're saved or not? How do you know you're saved or not? We shouldn't have witnessed to them then, but we were letting that up to their parents. Hopefully they did get saved. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm so used to doing it one way. Go like this. It's linked. Then I don't know if it's going to work or not. Okay, make a wish and blow. I wish I could show how to. You probably can't see me doing this, but I'm laying it down on the ground. I'm going to go back to silicone and swoop it up. If I do it right. Go down and swoop it up. Well, it's not easy to swoop it up. But anyway, there. Keep in mind, folks, this used to be the one I used, but it got bent out of shape. So I had to use that other one that you saw. Anyway, go back in time. And then come back in time. Go to YouTube channel Fernando P1. Look up magic tricks and linking cards and stage illusions and Chris Angel and David Blaine and card productions and Chris Angel, stay delusioned. David Copperfield, stay delusioned. Gato, all capital, Gato, space, Preto, all capitals, then put David Copperfield, and Taylor Swift, elevator illusion. The Eric Twin Brothers motorcycle appearance. Doug Henning's money illusion. Darcy Oaks escapes.
Get that information.
I was using it so I could see my...
Oh, okay, all right. You go to the bathroom?
Oh, yeah.